Welcome to Mogul Talk, where wealth and lifestyle converge. We are Mindset Media, dealing with business, social relevance, abundance, lifestyle, and spirituality. This is your time. This is your moment. And this is your host, Ms. Mogul, Charity Smith.
Hello, America and around the world. This is Charity Smith. I am Ms. Mogul. Welcome to a very special edition of Mogul Talk. As you all know, we have been promoting heavily the upcoming Roar Global Summit. It's where we're 10xing our businesses through strategic collaborations and then building global economic bridges to the future. Fantastic conference. And listen, as you all have kind of seen throughout all of this, the momentum is just getting faster and more impressive with each and every guest. Today will be no disappointment for you at all. So as I tell you all the time, get your laptop and get your latte. Today, we are talking about digital banking and where all of this fits within the scheme of the global economy and how you can begin to participate more actively in this particular sphere. So before I get into any of all of that, I want to first of all introduce our very special speaker and guest today. I have been blessed to meet this young woman through one of our premier global sponsor, One and Done, through Mr. Session. We'll have a conversation with him later. And it's just a delight to have met her and to hear more about what she's doing in the global landscape. So I'm not going to keep her to myself. I'm going to introduce her to you all as well. Sandra is the founder and CEO of Destiny Executive Enterprise, LLC, also known as D Inc., a conglomerate of innovative business suites. Sandra has since launched ePay Financial Services, which is an online banking system. It's a blockchain-based platform of fiat and cryptocurrency exchange. Sandra leads the D Global Trade Association, also known as DGTA, to help trade flow freely as much as possible between private business and their international counterparts. So now, without further ado, welcome to the studio, Sandra. I'm so happy to finally host you for an edition of Mogul Talk. So again, welcome to the studio.
Oh, thank you so very much. It was great. The invitation. Thank you, Charity. I don't believe in coincidences at all. I think that we are all so interconnected. It just takes time, right? So,
I love that. I love that. And I couldn't agree more with you. When I was first introduced to you, what blew my mind is just the brilliance and the scope of your business and what you're doing in the landscape. You hold a degree in engineering, so you're also an engineer, but you also are mastering this space in digital banking and currency. How in the world did you, first of all, move into this sphere? What was the genesis of that?
Well, all of us are so multifaceted and multi-talented. Sure. There are many people who have as much talent that I have on my one hand. Some people have 10. And
you're being very humble, though. I've read your dossier and your resume. You're being very, very humble. I mean, you've worked with some of literally the world's biggest and finest firms in the area of engineering. So certainly you're a very gifted and talented professional. So we don't want to downplay that. Okay. I appreciate the humility, but you come to the table with a wealth of acumen. Okay. Tell us more about, though, what was the introduction of cryptocurrency and digital banking for you?
Well, I always knew that I was going to own a bank. I knew it. I was always looking every time I was in California, where I was doing, before I transitioned to running my own company, I was working for Top Aerospace, and I was always looking when a bank was closed. Is this it? Is this it? When I was introduced, because I helped someone else in the engineering space put up their company. One of the things that I do best, Charity, is I make millionaires. I have a lot of people that I've built from the ground up as millionaires. One of those millionaires, they reached back to me, not knowing that I wanted my own bank. I never said a word to anybody. I just was preparing. And they reached back to me and say, hey, I met someone. Same way I was introduced to you. It's the same way I was introduced to a gentleman out of the Bahamas. Dario Roberts, he is Versim Coin and Versim Pay. And they introduced me to him, and he was looking for agents for his bank and took me on just like that. And that is how I was introduced, all because I helped someone else become the best at who they were designed and created to be.
Okay, so I knew there was some kind of correlation in the background, but you said a couple of things that I did not know. And again, I'm trying to maintain my cool, but it absolutely resonates with me. How many young women grow up saying, I want to own a bank? Okay, so that's the first thing. No, that resonates with me. And here is why. I literally got chills right there. And here is why. There is this thing, right, where people are saying, particularly women, honey, I want to own the bag. I want to own the coin. And that terminology, and I understand what they're saying, but the terminology does not match the level of success that they really are saying that they're going to attain. When you say you own a bank and you want to own a bank, what that translates to me is my mantra: create your own economy.
Wow.
So that means now you begin to move systems of money. It goes past owning the coin. For all you sisters and brothers who are out there saying, yeah, honey, I want to own the coin. It's different if you own the digital coin, right? We have to now change the paradigm and the philosophy of how we even talk about money. And then you said something else that resonated with me. You said, I make millionaires. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. And see, that to me says a couple of things. For you to even utter that says, one, your acumen and your systems are tried and true. That's first of all, because you do not make those kinds of statements just kind of carte blanche, right? They're proven. Secondly, there is a confidence now that you've developed in your ability to do this because you're able to now articulate it freely. Third, it intrigues me because it's not saying that you didn't say I make business owners. You didn't say I make entrepreneurs. You say I create millionaires who then, in my mind, create other systems for millionaires. The whole ecosystem, if you will, that's surrounding that is really empowering. And so what I'm hoping the listeners will hear from this is that they really need to tune into your presentation August 11th and 12th for this summit. Because so many business leaders who are out there are brilliant at what they do. They just don't know how to create the systems of millions.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes. And you know, I was making millionaires before I even was one. So it's in my blood. It's my DNA. It's what I was put on this earth to do. My name, Sandra, means helper of mankind. And I was doing that from for the platform that I have, Millionaire Salary Maker. That's the platform that I have. I will be introducing that to your audience too. Is that I have been a person. The first person I interviewed for that platform was my mother. And when she began to communicate to me and those that I'm serving what kind of person I am, I don't know how I got through that interview. I don't know, but it's just who I am, Charity. And I'm just getting started. So all of the systems and platform that I have, even the global trade, they are all interconnected to serve.
Listen, for those who may be listening, they may not know what blockchain technology truly is. So what I want to do is create a thirst in them. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, right? We're going to play this video, but when we come back, you all who are looking at this, share this video. For those of you who have been looking for your opportunity to now level the economic playing field for you, for your business, for your enterprise, you literally cannot afford to miss what this woman has to say in the next segment of the show. Share this show right now. Let's take this quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You can tell I'm excited. We'll be right back. Look, I'm the host of this thing, and I'm looking at the video, and I've gotten excited all over again about what's going to happen. Before we went to the break, Sandra, we were talking about your blessing. I would even call it an anointing, a gifting to reproduce millionaires. And you said before we left, you do it, and you've done it before you became it, which truly speaks to calling and gifting coupled with acumen. For those who may be wondering, what is blockchain technology? We hear so much about it, and I think sometimes we confuse what blockchain is versus what crypto is versus what is digital, and it's become a very convoluted space for many. Can you define for us what exactly this is with blockchain technology and how you are now leveraging it in digital currency and digital banking to create wealth globally? Talk to us about that.
Yes. What I say to people to make it bring it down to where a lot of people are that really don't have a technical bone in their body. I describe it as a digital teller. So now we go into the bank and we deal with a physical teller, and we tell her or he, right? I need to deposit, I need to withdraw money. Well, now all of it is done digitally on your phone or on a PC. There's not a person in front of you, and it's highly secure. And the way that it works with cryptocurrency is just another form of monetization. Just like we have the US dollar, the pound, the yen. This is now a digital currency that you really don't see. It's all done in the back end, and it's all done by value. So one thing about the blockchain that makes it work so well is that it's highly secure, and it takes a lot for someone to steal your money.
So here's the thing, though. There has been a lot of movement in this space now because of Bitcoin, and we have Bitcoin to thank about for kind of bringing this information and this technology to the forefront. But it's now opening up new avenues for millionaires and even billionaires to be created, right? When we think about economics and when we think about fiat versus crypto, fiat is that paper money. It's the coin stuff that we kind of touch and move around every day. However, the digital economy is quite different. It's more secure and it moves faster many times than the fiat economies can move. Talk to us now about how this particular form of economy is now being leveraged to create more millionaires. I heard somebody say this weekend, I believe it was Marcus Bowers, shout out to him. He's a local millionaire business owner here in the city of Houston that I had the opportunity to meet. And he said this, he said that more billionaires are being made online now than ever. So if you really want to move from the millionaire to the billionaire position, you're going to do it online. How do we now take this idea of blockchain technology and start to now leverage it for real economic wealth and growth?
Yes, so I want to put it this way. I always like to bring things down to a very low level so everybody that's listening on us. Sure. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing.
Okay, let's do it then.
That's just true. The mechanism. So let me just back up and give an example. For instance, before we could move faster in this world from one destination to the next, we used to use a mule or a horse, then a horse and buggy. Then we have cars, and then we have airplanes, and then we have all these mechanisms. Rockets. Now people are going up into space. So what used to take me and you to get from New York to California with days, we can get there in hours in a plane. Nothing new under the sun. Travel is still being executed. It's just the mechanism. Let's go to money. It's all about value. People are making money in all kind of arenas today. It's just a matter of the dissemination of information, who is getting that information, who understand that information, and best yet, who can leverage the information to work for them. So I want everyone to know, don't be afraid of this digital age. COVID have made a liar of a lot of institutions who have told us that we couldn't do anything except it was face-to-face. Even people are not going back to work. So what I would say to you is get educated. Even if you have access and you don't understand, you may not be able to leverage it to become a digital millionaire, billionaire. You could be in the space and still don't understand what you need to do. Get educated, take the classes, go to the seminar, come to this conference so you can understand what is on the horizon, and then connect yourself with those that are the expert and who is disseminating the information. And then once you're able to leverage it, the sky is the limit. Not just crypto, but it's a good space to be in.
Listen, if people don't know by now, you have fire in you when it comes to this topic. I want to talk very quickly before we have to end all of this. And by the way, if you have not done so, share this interview. Okay, it's important because it really is. And we can't say it's the next frontier. It really is now. Why is it important now that particularly business owners who are people of color, global, the diaspora, connect with this understanding of digital banking? Why is it important now that we begin to leverage this? And let me frame it this way. So many trends happen where people are at the forefront and they're setting the trend so they can then maximize on the momentum coming after. It's those people who find out about the trend later who then have to do the most catching up to the trend to even benefit from it. Why is it important that we now begin to put our hands on the pulse of this now and understand the trends, set the trends, and be a part of the trends that are happening in the space?
One of the things that excite me about this, because digital doesn't have a color. Digital doesn't have a face. It's
Come
energy.
on. Yes.
It's energy. It's electronic. And if we know anything about energy and electronic, it's in our DNA. Mm-hmm. Huh? We don't have to worry about what you look like. Boo. We want to know what you do. Do you understand what you do? Do you get it? And now we don't have to worry about my name. Listen, as long as I can create value. Yes. And as long as I had the right mindset of a servant, doors will open. And your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men without they ever knowing your name, your gender, your creed, your religion, your belief. Just do the work. So for me, I would tell my brothers and sisters the things that we're always concerned about, maybe our gender, the way we look. No one cares. No one not even going to see you. Your money will speak for you before you ever show up. The information, your expertise will speak for you before you ever show up. And then when you show up, it's just a done deal. The deal is over by the time you see my face.
Ooh, wait a minute. Look, and I tried to keep my seat, but I wanted to fall over like this. She said, it's about what the value factor. Right? That's really what you're saying, to encapsulate it all. What value do you bring? Wrap your genius, wrap your acumen, wrap yourself around the information and properly disseminate it, leverage it, and then look, that's the way my Nigerian friends do it. You know, when it's done, it's done. It's done. Wait a minute. You said something very quickly. We have 10 minutes. You said when you bring value, and certainly woman of Yah, you are a caravan of value. You really are. You are a treasure trove of value. You said something that says when you're valuable, I'm paraphrasing, your gifts will bring you before great men. We know that to be scripture who are in the faith. Tell us about the work that you're doing internationally. I happen to know that you're doing a great deal on the continent of Africa with economic development. Very quickly, tell us a little bit about what you're doing there and how people should really come to this conference to hear the entire matter at Roar Global. Talk to us about that.
I believe that education is key. It's not everything, but it's key because that's what the world values. Right now, the Philippines, who every time we look, there's a mudslide happening somewhere. It's not stopping them. They're sliding into the economic sphere. They are right up there now with India, with Singapore, with China, exporting engineers. Philippines, my brothers and sisters in the Philippines, where we see them on the news all the time. And so we know that the diaspora, people like you and me that come to America and get educated, we know there are many more of us in the Caribbean and everywhere else. So one of the work that we do and D-Inc does is that we put forth a STEM program. And our STEM not only stands for science, technology, engineer. The M is math, medical, and money. We believe that we have to put financial literacy in front of every person, not just African American, every boy, every girl, every young lady. And that's what we do on the continent with trade. One of our give back is the STEM and nonprofit organization that is indigenous to wherever we land.
Listen, I told you all that this woman had a global impact, a global calling. I am indeed honored to host you for this particular segment. Give the people in closing just a snippet. Don't give it all to them because they need to go register. And by the way, the conference is free, y'all, at roarglobal.org. You're getting this level of information. It really is world-class training for free. At the summit, she will be there disseminating how you can now leverage the space of digital currency and digital banking. All right. So we want to make sure that people know that. In closing, give the people just a drop, just a snippet of what they can expect in your presentation at Roar Global.
Yeah. One of the things that I want to challenge us to do when we come is how do we divert all this money in the African American community that buy Gucci purses, Versace, and all of this for them to become wealthy. There is a global economy, an untapped global economy there. And I present to you, it's a matter of information, not access. Obviously, they have access to money. Even in COVID, there's a line around the Versace store. Huh? But no money in the bank, no money being traded anywhere. I don't want all their Versace belts and Gucci shoes, and I don't want it all. I just want to tap in for a percentage of that to show them how they too can access this digital currency wave that is taking the world by storm. And I have the information to help you, help me, help them.
Ah! And if I was Nigeria,
okay.
Listen, oh my God, as my friend would say, oh my God, today. Listen, it really is impactful. This is life-changing, life-altering information. This information is where we start to now really create what we have been singing as a mantra as a people for years, generational wealth.
Yes.
Here is the space where we now harness that desire and that idea, because this is what I know. When you do all of the math around what we spend in the diaspora, we are a walking, talking, breathing, functioning GDP that we have not leveraged for ourselves. We're the GDP. So I will not get off on that tangent because I'll be there for a whole year and a half and then have some time. But listen, I want to thank you again for joining me today. The information that you have shared in just this 30 minutes alone is life-changing and impactful. I want to encourage each and every person watching this. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom. I don't care if you're a single mom, a single dad, a grandparent, a solopreneur, if you work in B2B, if you're corporate, I do not care, nonprofit. It does not matter where you function in the world. This is information you need to have in your arsenal right now to leverage and transform your economy. So again, thank you for joining me today, Sandra. It's always an honor and a pleasure to host you. And listen, thank all of you who have been watching. Make sure that you share this information. Go to Roar Global right now and register. You will not be the same after this. Thank you again for joining me, my dear.
Thank you, Charity. Have a great day.
Thank you. And again, thank all of you for joining me. We have another interview coming up soon. Listen, if you don't register for any other reason, this particular presentation is worth you doing whatever you have to do to be in that place, meaning online, because it's a virtual summit, everybody. Do whatever you have to do. Get online, get this information, share it with your family, with your business partners. It's now time for us to create our own economies. Listen, I could stay here all day just talking about that. We don't have the time because we have another interview coming up. Stay tuned and we will be back with more. Thank you all again for watching. Bye-bye.